After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is what's for dinner. That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwans.com.
At Farmers Insurance, we know the sound of a perfect hot air balloon landing. And a less than perfect one. Seen it, covered it. Click for more.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
The Keys bartender coming to you from Blackwater Siren in Key Largo. I'm joined with...
Try it now. I didn't have your button pushed.
Oh, well, hi, this is Jim, the Keys bartender, coming to you from the Blackwater Siren on Jewfish Creek. I'm here with Bill Wissinger. That was that voice you heard just a moment ago. This is our 60th episode. We're talking about air travel, timely, and it was an interesting event. Happened today. We'll go into it. Just leaving New York, a plane was heading down to Dallas, and I guess about 15 minutes out, one of the engines exploded, and inside the cowling, a piece hit.
Catastrophic.
What was catastrophic loss?
An uncontained failure. That's unusual.
Uncontained failure. That's they said that was unusual. And
that is unusual.
A piece hit one of the windows, and the window ended up blowing out, and someone died. Some lady almost got sucked out or something like that. But okay, we're yeah. So we're with the we're being in Key Largo. I mean, we're visited. I guess the old days people would drive down here or take the train. I guess you could even sail down here. A lot of people still do all those things, but primarily we get, if you're local, they're flying, and then if they're local, they're driving down here, and if you're coming from out of the area, you're flying. So you have to deal with this. And
pretty much.
The reason I thought it was timely is because of that event, and I flew up to Philadelphia on one of these, and I'll talk about budget airlines a little later. I mean, old Spirit Airlines, no fun, which wasn't as bad. I'm not going to be trashing them. But on my way, I went up to...
Dude, you remember Peoples?
Peoples? I heard of it, yeah.
Peoples, I flew back because I was a cheap ass. I was working in Scotland.
Yeah.
And, of course, me being a cheap bastard, I refused to pay real money. So I'd catch Peoples, man, and they'd have like 20 rows across on a 747. Dude.
Yeah.
Those seats were about 18 inches wide.
Well, they didn't get, you know what? They're not much wider nowadays. But I was going up to Philadelphia. Yeah. Well, I was going up to Philadelphia to visit my father in Dover, and I was there with my Abby and Sky. And while we were up there, we went up to MAC, Military Airlift Command, United States Air Force in Dover. And they have a history of freight airplanes, I guess, military cargo planes. And that was great. You know, you go and see the C-141, C-5, and all that stuff. My dad's there. There's this retired pilot who was a pilot of one of his 141s, and Abby, Sky, and my dad were standing by one of the simulators, and he shows us how the simulator runs. You ever seen a...
Yeah, they fly just like real plane.
Yeah. So he goes, how long does you think it takes to become, trained on one of these? I said, I'm looking at him. He thought I was going to say, a couple hours. I said, hundreds of hours. And he goes, well, not that much. He said, well, I'm trying to show him a little respect. And then he kind of cajoles me into going up there. And I guess it was to humiliate me. So I said, I guess that's part of his job. So he brings me up there, and he starts showing me how to bring in a C-141. And every time I do it, I'm not keeping the wings level. I'm not keeping the speed right. I'm not keeping enough pressure down on the yoke, or not enough on the yoke. And I'm not staying on course. And he's telling me left and right, left, right. Why are you doing this? First time. Like if someone sat you behind the wheel of a car and said, well, I'm going to teach you how to drive. Just start driving. Why are you not driving correctly? It's your first time.
I don't know. I never can remember a time when I didn't know how to drive.
Okay. Well, I guess that you're no help with that. Do you remember ever doing anything you didn't know what you were doing, Bill? Maybe that would be helpful.
When I had sex the first time.
I do that all the time.
Okay, well, taking a piece of equipment that you don't know and using it for the first time in a plane. So I ended up landing on the field, but I didn't crash. And at the end, I just got up and left. He goes, well, you didn't quite make it. It wasn't a great landing. I said, well, it was a landing. And they used to say it. I think the guys at Eastern Airline, the pilots always said it. Any landing is a good landing. So when I was up on Spirit, we're coming back, and there's remember the storms yesterday? We came in through the storms.
Oh, you did? Man, that was nasty.
Came in through all these thunderstorms. There were a couple tornado. There was a tornado in Almirada, a couple up and down the East Coast, a couple tornado warnings coming in.
That was a good storm, man. My van's clean.
Yeah. Well, we flew. We normally took a 2-hour and 45-minute flight. We were supposed to get here at 8:40. We ended up getting on the ground at 10:40, but after flying that C-141, which was about the size of the Airbus that we're flying, I'm watching the tips of the wings. And the tips of the wings was doing exactly the same things that I was inexperienced me the first time when I was in the simulator. And I had wished at the time, I said, why the fuck did I get on this simulator? I'm watching this guy. The wings are, just imagine, I'm holding out my hand and I'm tipping a little to the right, overcorrecting because it's such a big-ass plane. And he's got this, 60, 70-mile-hour wind gust coming across from, I guess, west to east coming in. And we're just sitting in there. I'm waiting for the plane to flip over, like that. And I think my wings were tilting just with no wind.
Doug, right there, was a pilot for many, many, many years.
Oh yeah, Doug.
American.
Yep. You talked about that.
And Deb, there, she was a
flight attendant.
Yeah.
I'll fill in the words if you start directing me the right conversation.
Hostess with mostess.
Damn, I sat down without a beer, man. What the fuck's wrong with me, man? Son of a bitch, man.
Go grab us a couple.
What would you like?
A Bud Light.
A Spud Light in a bottle or in
I bet. You know what?
draft?
I think a Bud regular.
A Spud
Regular Bud.
Regular.
Full strength
I don't
Bud.
think they have it on. Oh, well. I think they only have it in bottle. So there you have it.
A Spud regular.
A Spud regular. With learning a little about something actually kind of makes it dangerous. I guess as people learn about cancer or anything like that. But while I was getting nervous while we're landing, I just looked at the flight attendants. They were putting on their makeup, checking their hair. And I said, well, I just relaxed then. Well, everyone was kind of holding
their breath. They're not panicking.
Breath.
You don't need to panic.
Yeah. I figured Spirit wasn't paying any flight attendants that well that they were going to be like Meryl Streep acting, with the plane about. So if they do it all the time and they're able to land relaxed, and but the pilot did look concerned when we were leaving.
Oh, I'm sure.
He looked. I guess with someone, if you were, either you had to be really good at what you do, like Sully, the guy that landed the plane in the Hudson, right?
Well, still, even if you're really good flying around a thunderstorm line like that, you really can't go over it. You can't go around it.
No,
you got to go through it. It's just
I'm talking about how you feel, your empathy or your responsibility you feel for all those souls on your plane. And we were doing the counting. I think there's with the flight crew there was around 160, and it was full. It was packed. Yep. So you're responsible, and it's all up to you. And at this point, we don't have the artificial intelligence for landing a plane in one of those drastic conditions right now.
No, Autoland won't cover you with more than about 10 knots crosswind.
Yeah. So
I was having a neat technical discussion with Steve, Sky Pilot, about that.
Thank you, sir.
Because he was.
What are you talking
about? He was getting checked out on a new aircraft type. Sky Pilot was. We were talking about the Autoland systems, and he was telling me about the limitations and the.
10-knot wind, they can't.
Yeah, I think it was like a 10-knot crosswind. They're not. They're supposed to turn them off.
I guess that's, they're not as predictive as human intelligence is right now or fast reacting because you have to factor in.
I don't know. This was an older plane too, so the new ones might even be better.
Yeah. I mean, if it was all up to that, then it really wouldn't matter, right? But you don't know, even artificial intelligence does not know that a wind gust is coming up at the exact moment.
Well, years and years ago, I did. I repaired the video projection systems for flight simulators and stuff. And at the time, the ones at NASA, the ones for the space shuttle were really fucking intense.
No, I got him turned up. He's good.
I was afraid he was still looking at me, and I was
No,
losing. Well, it was intense, like real.
No, it was just, it was like they had all the cutting edge stuff, man, and they blew so many of our projectors up because back then it was still tube projectors, and they were liquid tube,
liquid tube 3-beam projectors.
And
did you have to? Were they cryonic? Did you have to keep them? Did you have to keep them at a minimum operating temperature or maximum operating temperature?
We tried to do whatever we could, We had the water cooled tubes and whatnot. And then Sony came out with the most reliable tube. At the time when we were first doing it, they were called Clinton tubes. They were actually invented by an American in Ohio. So.
What'd you look like? What you look like when you were fixing those things?
I had a shorter beard, but I had really long hair.
Yeah.
But the thing was the demands of the computer always exceeded the projector's ability, and every few months our engineers were having to revamp and come up with better and better, and it was just amazing.
Hey,
and
they send you the tech specs. Hey, we got a new tube and it's an X amount faster. Da 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 da.
It's all about. In those things, it's all about the horizontal sweep frequency. Now they call it resolution, but it was the horizontal sweep frequency is what gives you resolution. So back in those days, 1080p would have been fucking off the charts.
Oh man, yeah. Well,
we were coming close to that. But
you can get
before we kill the listeners. Let's stop it right now. We start talking about
electronic
resolution
nerds.
Yeah, unless we have a very specific audience out there.
We could develop a specific. I don't know if anybody knows what a soldering iron is anymore. Man.
No, and I don't think I don't think that necessarily would. I just realized where this direction was going. I wanted to stay topical on the thing of air travel.
I thought that was pretty funny. Two big old long haired bearded rednecks talking about tubes and sweep frequency.
About old technology. Why don't we bring on it? If we had someone who was 120 years old, we could bring out a telegraph operator for Western Union.
I can probably still do code half decent.
Yeah,
I'd have to think about it, so I'd be slow.
Hey man, those guys, some of them had. They could tell who was on the other end of the machine by the way they attacked, how hard they hit it, because back then, if you hit it lightly, it made a light sound. If you hit it hard, it made so you could tell people's different personalities and shit.
I can imagine.
Even all the way back then. Man.
I tell you, there's the impressions I get when I'm out, too, because I can tell what kind of guys are working in luggage handling when I had to wait 50 minutes. And there was only it's Spirit Airlines, so people take very limited amount of luggage on it. I think some of it is dedicated to just they sell cargo space on some of these planes, but there weren't a ton of people checking in luggage.
I travel extremely
okay,
light.
Well, when we got there, we're in Spirit, everything, you don't even get water without paying for it.
Yeah, I know.
So you go and pay, you go for your check-in and stuff like that, and you're up there. Otherwise than that, it got off all right. Then went out. They ran into a little turbulence. They tried to save money. A friend of mine is an air traffic controller. He mentioned certain airlines don't spend a lot of time avoiding turbulence because avoiding turbulence would be a waste of fuel.
Yeah.
So they just fly right through it. It's just the way you do it.
Yep.
That's for the comfort of the passenger. So we ended up going through it, and there was one young fellow, and he was in his 20s. And he was all upset. And, man, did I feel bad for that guy. Because you can't control the way you feel. I mean, when the plane starts shaking and stuff like that, someone gets upset, I can understand that. And he was in his mid-20s, looking crying. And people were avoiding him like the plague.
Well, because he's probably unstable.
Well, I mean, being upset, anytime someone's upset, they are somewhat unstable, aren't they?
See, I'm unstable after a certain amount of alcohol, as Bill can attest to last Tuesday.
Oh no,
I had a double blackout that night.
We both got in trouble.
Okay, we're gonna get let's get to that in about 10 minutes. I want to hear that. I heard that some stories about that from a friend of mine named Tommy. So we'll get back to so this guy's upset. I'm looking across the carousel they sent us to, and we waited. No shit, 45 minutes.
What,
last
circling?
night? No, 45 minutes waiting for the luggage to come out.
Oh, okay.
And there wasn't a lot of people waiting for it.
They probably didn't want to unload in the rain.
Yeah, it was when we. How do you know it was raining where we were?
Because you said it was it was during the big ass storm and
That's
shit.
when we came back.
Yeah.
This is going out. This is when we're going to Philly.
Well, it's
When
because
we
you're in
Philly,
Philly,
we're on
man.
time.
They're fucking union up there, man. They're on their fucking smoke break, lunch break.
No. We got off the plane quick and all that stuff. The restaurants are nice there. We had a good time. And they got a train that runs from there. And I'll tell you that when you rent it in their car at the airport, anytime you rent a car at the airport, there's a premium charge.
Oh well, yeah, because it's at the airport.
Yeah, yeah. But if you just spent like $10 and went off site, you can
Well, I
save
wouldn't
yourself.
want to rent a car in a big city that I've never been to. But then again, that's just me. I if I drive into the city, I'm okay. But if I'm in the middle of that motherfucker, I'm not. I don't have the patience.
I live down here way too long, man. My hardest choice in the morning is
let
to
me
go
explain. Most of these cars,
left or right.
Most of these cars have these navigation systems. You don't have to pay for that.
Oh,
you just
yeah.
you just take your data cable, you hook it in there, and almost all of them are compatible with either Apple or Android. And I was able to use both. I used the Apple thing. I plugged it. What we did is when we flew up in Philly, I'm looking around and I said, "Man, it was half price to go rent
you're
from 33
Philly
states."
though, man.
I would have done it from any place else because I got the app on the phone, right? And Bill could do it too. I bet.
No, man, because see, I don't trust apps. Every time I use them, I was trying to go to the VA hospital in fucking Miami.
Oh, I know exactly where you ended up because I end up in the same spot every
With a big
time.
next to a big pile of dirt.
Okay. Well, I'm okay.
Then I was going to somewhere in Homestead, an eye doctor
Okay,
clinic.
I'm going to give you 2 minutes on this.
And it took us in the middle of fucking nowhere in a field. Okay, here you go. You've reached your destination.
Okay.
The fuck, man.
Okay.
So that's why I wouldn't trust one in a big city airport.
It does. Believe it or not, it does work for some people.
Or like the
And that's why
Google
they're
app
so
that
popular.
sends you up
That's
to
why there's so
32
many
degree
people.
It doesn't work for Luke.
But it doesn't work for you. But believe it or not, Luke, it works
a
for
lot of people.
hundreds of millions of people. It
Yeah,
works.
the ones that plug up the fucking highway and keep hitting each other because they're too busy
No,
staring at their
not hundreds of
goddamn
million people aren't
GPS.
doing it. Let me explain what I did. Okay.
What did you do, Jim?
Okay. I went to 30th Street Station. We got on a train, went to 30th Street Station, and saved about $240, where it was $206 instead of $447.
Wow.
And then you plug in. I didn't even know this. I didn't have the late model where it did it, but I saw the data cable. I plugged it in. The screen came up from Abby's phone, and I put the direction in, and you got a color map representation of everywhere I was going. And the places I was going were places I haven't been to before because my dad's in Dover, and I'm from Philadelphia. I'm not familiar with those areas. And I'm not familiar from part of the city going down there. And I'll tell you, the way they look now, they just get the center of the screen. And normally, I know some cars have it built in, but you have free apps that'll take you wherever you want to go. And to tell you which restaurants to go and how much the gas is every place that you go to. And it shows you like, oh, well, I can get gas right here. If I go 5 miles further down the road, it's 25 cents cheaper.
There you go. Well, it's 25 cents
like
cheaper here than it is in Homestead right now.
Yeah. Or, if there's a gas station over here, and actually, this is one cool thing. Remember we told you about that convenience store? It's WAWA.
Yeah.
The one thing that's
The
real
Wawa,
big thing,
man.
Wawas.
they have
Where did I
an
see a Wawa
ATM machine.
at, man?
ATM machine. I imagine up past Fort Lauderdale. ATM machine, no surcharge.
Oh, there you go.
No shit.
No surcharge. And I was from
Only
down
from
here.
your bank. My bank always charges me a surcharge.
Well, I don't
No
get
matter
it.
what.
Really, your bank? Okay. Well, they
If it
didn't
ain't
say
their machine.
when they. Oh well, this one doesn't charge you. They have to show you on there. They can't
There you
just
go.
take money out.
Well, your bank still might charge you, but the machine doesn't charge you.
Yeah.
Because like you use the one at the crib.
Oh, dude, that's like $7, man.
It's $2.75.
That's every place. Anytime you see an ATM that's not
And
affiliated
then
with a
$2.50
bank.
from my bank.
Yep.
So it's like,
So this was zero.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what you look for. You go like this.
And that's
you
at the
save-
Wawa.
You save. Yeah, up north. I don't know what the deal is down here, but they always seem to put ATMs. It kind of makes sense to put an ATM in your place that doesn't have a surcharge, because you go and say, "Well, I'm going to go and get some money at the Wawa, and while I'm there, I'm going to get what,
Yeah.
whatever."
Beer,
It's like
tobacco.
it's like if you were
Beer-un.
let's say you were a Mary Kay Cosmetics salesperson, besides being a musician, and you were
Okay.
single.
We'd have a
right?
pink Cadillac.
Yeah, yeah.
That
cruising
sounds more
down
like
the
Little
street.
John from the Regs. He's the one that wears the makeup.
No, I'm not telling about you wearing makeup. I say you selling the makeup, right? And you were single, and a girl comes to you for makeup, and then she also needs some other things.
Well, we can
And
probably
you
work
can
out some
fulfill
other
that, yes.
things.
Yeah, you know what I'm getting?
So I'm selling sex toys too.
Oh God,
There you
He
go.
doesn't get it. He doesn't get what I'm aiming at.
Yeah, he gets
Fulfilling
it.
whatever needs you need to fill. Get it? You're making yourself useful.
You'd have to
I'm
fill.
not used to being useful, so
Okay.
You'd have to fill up those extra spots.
No, but yeah, if you had a bunch, well, I'm going to go and get some foundation and some lipstick, and while I'm at it, I'm feeling a bit horny.
I need my oil changed.
Yeah. Yes.
But see, girls don't think like that. That's only us pervert guys, man.
We had this discussion last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, girls. No, wait.
You
I
have a
think
very
girls,
few
I think
girls
girls.
that
Okay,
think
well,
like that,
like
but-
I said, you have different experiences with personal navigation devices. I have different experiences with women. Can you at least you can at least grant someone that there's a possibility someone has different experience?
Well, sure, man.
yeah, okay. So
It's like some people can eat acid and not freak out, and other people lose their shit.
I think sometimes, and it's just like I think Bill and you both mentioned it, when you're not really being putting out the vibe and like being a horny toad guy, an overly horny toad guy, that women feel more comfortable.
If you
around.
want it really bad and you're overly
They feel
horny, they fucking they're not going to give it to
yeah,
you.
it's like radiation.
If you're like, I don't even fucking want it anyway.
Well, you can
Buy
throw
your
it.
own
You
fucking beer.
you can throw it. Yeah, you can throw it at me, and I'm going to sit here and drink this beer and have my cigar and go home. So have fun with that.
Hey, listen, it seemed like we covered that transportation thing. I got news yesterday from a gentleman, our Blackwater siren, the siren.
Yes.
She was here, and we can't see it from here, can we?
No,
Did they
we-
move it or something?
No, we're just around. We're tucked
Nah,
back in the corner.
Okay, I thought it
The
was closer.
mangroves are growing
I hear
back.
you guys. I had to get home. It was Tuesday. I had to get home, make dinner, and then we had to get up real early in the morning. But I understand you guys burnt the oil real late.
I have no idea what the
Oh,
fuck.
yeah,
happened.
we had a good time. Oh, B Man and Chris showed up, and we started drinking turkey with them.
Okay, I remember.
Did you have
that
a
little
disagreement? Did you have a disagreement with those guys?
No. B Man was having some issues, and Chris was having some issues, and we were all just talking through it and having some turkey.
Okay.
And
They weren't
then-
having issues with you guys.
No.
No, and what the hell would anybody have an issue with you guys?
I don't know.
I don't.
Well,
I'm not saying. Okay,
no,
let
the
me. let me
issues
correct
with
this.
us came up later.
And I don't
Guys
even
wouldn't
know what
have
that
issues
was.
with you. I'm not saying you're not worthy of having issues, but I never hear you say
I have
too much
no
shit
idea
that
what
can't make
happened.
anybody pissed off enough, unless they're carrying their own baggage, right?
Pretty much.
I think
it.
I think there's
I-
one thing we
I
all
just
kind of agree
truly
on.
don't care. Sorry.
Yeah. And if they have a problem with you, it's probably something they
I
did.
truly don't care if you have a problem with me either. Just
No,
don't.
well, I mean not caring, but you have to deal with it sometime if it's disturbing the people around you.
Well,
And
like
that's
I
an
say,
easy solution too.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know they force your hand, but most of the time, yes, I guess I'm the same way too.
So I don't remember leaving Bill's company that night.
You did.
But I went home
You went
and
home
I hid my television
in your office.
in my office and I loaded up my guitars for whatever reason. And I don't remember doing any of that. Next
Then
thing
you
I
called
know,
me.
I don't remember doing that. Next thing I know, I was at Alan's house.
Yeah, you called me. We went up to the crib. We had some drinks.
Oh,
We
you went
did.
up to the crib.
I don't
yeah.
even remember
Yeah,
that.
we went up
You
to
see
the
the
crib.
pictures?
Do you know why I hid my TV?
I have no idea why you hid your TV.
How big
I got
is
a-
that?
I
Wait,
got a
how
bu-
big a TV is it?
It's a 42-inch
Yeah,
fucking
You-
TV.
It's a big TV.
Why'd you hide it?
I don't
know.
fucking know. I
That's
have
great.
no idea.
Okay, well,
Anyway.
think of this, some of the possibilities. Did you get in your head that it was surveilling you?
No.
No, he wasn't talking about that.
No, it was more probably just being an asshole to my old lady. Or
Yeah.
something.
Well, she
Where would you hide a 42-inch TV in the?
she was mad.
attic,
She
or-
was mad at you. My wife was mad
Or
because
you don't want to reveal your hiding space, do you?
I know. I stuck it in my office.
Yeah,
she
she-
thought that I knocked it over and broke it. And she was about to stomp on it and break it anyway.
More.
But
Yeah.
but luckily she didn't, and there's nothing wrong with it.
God, I saw her Tuesday morning. She's giving me the. She got her one hand propped on the hip, the other one stuck straight out with that finger curling, going, "You come here." I'm like, "Oh shit, what have I done now?"
Was that on Wednesday?
I think
See,
Thursday,
no-
maybe.
Thursday, 2 days later.
I don't remember being at the crib.
Wow.
Yeah, no, we went to the crib. You
I don't
came
remember
pick me
being
up.
there.
Sandy was mad at me because I was going out.
When they're
because-
mad 2 days later, then you know that they're really fucking mad.
Because
Then
I
I ended
went
up
home
with-
and I was trying to cook for Sandy, and she was being in my way, and she was yelling at me, and
Yeah, I had and then I don't remember texting you at 5:30 in the morning, and I always spell everything. Like if I spell you, I spell it Y-O-U. And
Yeah, I got a text at 5:30
So would you
going,
spell it with a U?
I spell it with you are an asshole.
How'd you
And
spell
I
asshole?
I spelled everything correct,
Yeah.
that right, but
And I texted
but
back
I never
about
used-
6:30. Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. And I didn't even remember doing that. I woke up in front of Winn-Dixie at about 7 in the morning.
Do you
or
want to
so.
hear? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Were you in your vehicle?
Yeah, I was trying to sleep in that little tiny ass fucking van on the front seats where there's no middle
Oh,
fucking
man. You were
thing.
driving?
No, I was sleeping. I wasn't driving then.
Well, how'd you get there?
Alan probably
Damn
dropped
if I
his
know.
ass off.
What?
Alan probably dropped his ass off.
Okay, now, yeah, maybe he drove him and then someone gave him a okay. Oh, did you want to hear one other secondhand story from you? Tommy, you remember Tommy, the mechanic that it was Kelsey's boyfriend?
Yeah.
You were talking to him.
I don't remember that either.
You were coaxing him to kick Chris's ass.
Chris who?
Chris Lute.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't remember that.
He doesn't
either.
know why.
No,
He
we were-
doesn't.
no, I don't think.
Oh, fuck. That guy almost fell off the boat over there.
See y'all.
There
See
you
you
go. He almost
guys.
fell. Did someone?
Yeah, no. When Tommy was here, Tommy was here early. We were still actually in fairly coherent
At
sorts.
one point, Tommy says, Luke, and he doesn't have a confusion. He doesn't have face confusion that some people have. Said Luke came over, was controlling him. So you must have had some interesting discussion.
Oh,
I
we were
have
having all
no
sorts of
idea.
interesting discussions.
Because I think they kind of be like gadflies. You know what I mean? They try to kind of poke. You know,
No.
they take a. Oh yeah, you mean that sarcastically?
No, we weren't poking. No,
Not you. I'm saying Brian and Chris
No.
will take a position in opposition.
No, they no. Thank you.
And there was certain personal dynamic that was
No, Brian.
because Chris
Brian was not having a good night, and Chris was not having a good night. Everybody was in the mood to consume large amounts of alcohol and forget all our problems.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
okay. Is it the vehicle thing?
No. There's just
I know about the girl thing too.
bunch of stuff. So
I know there's the girl thing too.
yeah, we're just gonna leave it as a bunch of stuff.
Okay, well that was the.
God damn, if I see that thing one
I'm
more
not. I'm not
fucking
going to talk
time.
for other people's problems.
Well,
so.
I'm not. Nope. But it was funny that was the conversation. But we all did things that were interesting. So while I was up in Philadelphia, I took Abby to Port Richmond, a neighborhood that's Polish, and I took her into took her to a restaurant, grocery store, travel agency, bakery, and she spoke Polish. She has her sister down here that speaks Polish, but other than that, she didn't speak so much Polish to so many different people since she was in her town of Sanjeshu in Poland, and she was very happy about that. See, there's the whole thing about that thing. Whenever anybody walks around, and stuff
The
like
whole thing.
that. Yeah, she's not as young. She's not as young as you think. Okay, so
Still looks pretty nice,
okay.
though, man.
So yeah, we
Way too young
we
for me
were
to be
tooling
talking to.
all around Philadelphia and stuff like that with our thing, and we're driving down the road, and there's like
You're tooling along in your Chevrolet.
it was a Hyundai Tucson. We're
Too
going
long,
down.
Ma.
We're in front.
Hyundai.
We're pulling in front of Independence Hall, and there's a 12-person
Token on
bicycle.
number and
one of those
jamming on the
small
radio.
things you ever seen? It looks like a bar. They sit on two tables. It's raised like a bus, and it's a bicycle where 12 people are pedaling. And there's one person
Okay.
steering, and there's a woman in the center. She's dancing and singing, and they're going all of maybe 4 miles an hour. Because the amount of metal it took to form.
Well, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, but not when you're parked behind it. And you're trying to go someplace, and then there's a horse-drawn carriage. And then right before all that, this guy, older black man, comes by.
Where the hell were you? Tourist fucking Central?
Downtown Philadelphia.
Tourist
We're
fucking
going
Central.
and this guy, older guy, when I say older, he probably was only like 5 years older than me, but he looked like he was 80. Comes across the front, right in front of the car, in the middle of the street with a walker, gets into a bus stop, sits down, and he starts screaming at this woman waiting for the bus. And this guy looks at me and goes, why is he doing that? And they said, because in Philadelphia, that's what you do after you jaywalk with a walker across a busy road in front of a
horse-drawn carriage.
Now,
and a
my
bicycle.
last trip to Philadelphia, after my last trip to Philadelphia, I would be thoroughly upset if you told me that man did not have a bottle of Thunderbird.
He didn't have it out in the open, but he was sitting as if that corner of the kiosk or whatever, the bus stop,
Last time I was in Philly was about 15 years
he
ago.
was just leaning on it, and he was just yelling at it like, you're invading my space.
And
He needed a lot of personal space.
Last time I was in Philly was about 15 years ago, and I never drank so much Schlitz Malt, Liquor Bowl, and Thunderbird in my life.
Thunderbird? Where the fuck you were drinking Thunderbird?
All
You
over
must have been
in
North
the
Philly.
park and
What?
over by the Bell and hanging out with the old blues players.
Okay, that would be right. At there's a really great lounge down there, the Zanzibar Blue. Zanzibar Blue downtown, but it wasn't like the old. I took them into one of my corner bars, and they started throwing around some language I wasn't really happy about. Worse than ours.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, yeah, it was almost a little, just a little too more referring to people with the wrong. Use the wrong vernacular. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that happens.
And actually, I don't worry about what she hears coming from Luke's mouth because it's normally not hateful.
No, I'm not
And I'm saying
hateful.
they were
I'm just
hateful.
rude, man.
Yeah. Wait, now, I don't think you're rude.
Okay, I'm crude then.
Yeah, I would call more unsophisticated.
Rude, crude, and socially unacceptable.
No, unsophisticated, which means in a nuanced term that you don't worry about putting on airs.
I don't give a fuck. Is
Yep,
what I mean.
exactly.
That's it. I was just trying to.
I speak drunk hillbilly like a motherfucker.
Actually, there's a charm to that, so you can actually get away from it. So it is kind of putting on airs. You know that?
Probably.
Hillbilly is an air. Do you know that?
It used to
When
be
you
a
put
bad
on-
word. If you called Hank Williams Sr. a hillbilly, he'd punch you right
Punch
in
you
the
in the
fucking
face.
mouth.
No, it's a badge of honor for some.
Well, it is now.
Yeah.
Well, just like white trash and all that stuff, people get this this badge of honor.
Oh,
being-
Now, there's a
country
difference
being-
between poor people and white trash. White trash are they're the worst types.
No, you know
man.
how people like.
They're uneducated. They
When
hate
they
for the
wrap
sake of hating.
themselves
They're
in
usually
their-
fucking hooked on opiates or meth or both.
Oh, come on, they're not all like that.
That's white trash, though.
You can live in a
man.
trailer
None of
with a
them.
couple
None of them have the
cars in
same
front
daddy.
of it and all that shit, and
None of them have
and
the
call
same
yourself
daddy.
that and not be addicted to crystal meth or fentanyl or. It might, but
And they go
I
to
mean,
church
it's
every
it's
Sunday and
about-
they pray to the baby Jesus.
hey, you can do some alms for us. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. No, what I'm saying is rap. It's like guys from the neighborhood in Philadelphia, in South Philly, or let's pick a place that's neutral. New Orleans.
Nolans.
And if you're from New Orleans, you're going to wrap yourself in the Cajun speak and all the stuff they do there, right?
Well, and then there's a group of people that have been living in that area for over 250 years, and they thought they was from Spain, but they're from the Canary Islands, man.
Yep. Didn't they do a movie?
Yeah, I just saw it. I almost watched it. It was Ineros or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
It was about taking place during Katrina and all that stuff. They're trying to find a family.
Well, that was just this. I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I don't really know. I just read the thing.
Faulkner, William Faulkner. Okay, you heard of William Faulkner.
Yeah.
Okay, he
And
was
he's the one that wrote Swanee River.
No, that was
No, that was Foster.
that was Stephen Foster.
Yeah.
William
Faulkner. What did he write, man?
William Faulkner wrote a lot of books about and took place in the South, and he was actually from a wealthy family. Faulkner was, but he wrote the plight of poorer people, and there was one that took place of a woman who was on a dike in the middle of a flood, and there was a prisoner who was actually on a chain gang, and he had to take care of this woman, and he doesn't even learn her name really. Just a responsibility. I think he might eventually. Well, it was very dark shit. the plight. You know, have you ever seen the movie Grapes of Wrath?
Yeah.
And it was talking about
That was
dark.
with Henry Fonda, right?
Yeah, wasn't that kind of dark?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was dark as hell. Don't get mesmerized, man. When you see a pair of boobies, man, it's hard to get you.
Well, and the belly button too, and then the hat that says "hot mess" on it.
Yeah. Are you going to get in the doghouse tonight, you think?
God, I hope not, man. Fuck, man.
No.
No, I really rode it off the cliff hard, man. And I did it twice, too.
What do you mean, like on Thursday?
No, on Tuesday. Last Tuesday.
You did it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean you got home?
And then I left again.
Oh.
Then
Were
I
you in
ended
trouble
up,
then? Were you in trouble when you left again?
I don't know. I don't really.
There was a possibility you might have not. Man.
I don't know. I don't know exactly when it was that I fucked up, but I know I fucked up.
Thank you. Oh, that's delicious. Yep.
And then I fucked up and again later on and pissed somebody off, but just from being loud and obnoxious like I usually am.
I'm going to tell you a story.
His wife was going, "Oh, he's going to call you and apologize." I'm going, he ain't got to apologize, dude.
Yeah.
We've been like, way too many times together to apologize for shit.
I told Kimberly, I said, Bill, he's a fellow drunk, man. He knows whatever was said is going to be forgotten.
So wait,
It's
Bill's
not
your
even gonna be
excuse.
remembered.
Bill's
It's not
going
even going to be remembered.
Bill's your backup.
Well, unfortunately, when we're looking for character witnesses for the wives, we are not the best combination.
Yeah, but who would really? If they were with you at the time, almost nobody would be perfect, would they?
Oh, no. We've been busted sitting back. Kimberly was laughing so hard because one night we're both wearing overalls. It was kind of cold, and we're both holding on to one strap of each other's overalls. She said, "You look like a pair of damn bobbleheads trying to stand up there. Talk. Your heads are bouncing off each other. You're knocking your hats off trying to talk to each other."
I got an idea. I just got an idea.
I don't remember that
Okay,
either.
listen, Luke, you're going to have
I
to agree
don't
with
either,
me.
but
Bill, you're going to have to coax him.
Okay.
We get a GoPro.
Oh, God. No, I'm not wearing a fucking body cam.
Come on.
No, fuck
How about
no.
if I do it?
You can wear a body
you
cam.
You and I, Luke. Would you wear a body cam?
For what?
Just we'll spend one night. With
We
Luke.
go put an epic drunk together
Yeah.
and wear body cams.
Wear body cams.
I don't know, man.
All right, next Tuesday's my birthday. You find the body cams, we'll get fucking hammered on my birthday.
Oh, I got to
Tuesday?
take
Yeah.
Wednesday off from work. I might have to take
I
Wednesday
got to
night
clean
off
up.
from work.
I got to
too.
clean up. We're doing a cleanup next Wednesday at the Catch, so I'm not going to be really with the public. So
So you might as well be
I can be with
hungover.
you. I could be. So we can get 2 body cams. Do you think we can? We can get 2 GoPros. There shouldn't be any problem.
I got to get a hotel room too because if I go home that drunk, my wife's gonna kick my ass.
I'm not saying you have to. Wait. This isn't with an. Oh, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shit, it's done. Okay, listen. Well,
Because that's the only way I'm going to have an excuse
I
to where
remember
the
that
old
was-
lady will let me slide.
I think it was 3 years ago. 3 years ago on his birthday, I was still running the open mic up at the crib, and he came sauntering in about 11:30. Oh,
Was that my 50th birthday party? That's the one
I think
where
that
we
was
really
you were
let
doing. You were
go,
doing.
man.
You started out with a shit ton of mushrooms.
Well, I started drinking all day, and then
Yeah, somebody gave you a bag
about-
of mushrooms.
then I got
okay. Wait. How about this? We'll get him wear a body cam every break. Are you going to be playing that night?
No,
No, hell no.
Okay. Well, every 15 minutes we'll do a quick interview with you, and then we'll piece together. What I'll do is I'll have a reading from Shakespeare. Same line, and it'll be once every half hour, and you'll read it. And it'll probably be, I think, one of the centuries.
Oh, there
in
you go.
Macbeth. One of the things, hark, who goes there, or something like that, and just give one thing, and that's all you have to do.
I'd do much better with Pink Floyd if it has to be British.
Okay, wait, maybe we
As
can
long
have
as
a
it's not
mutual.
the
How about a
weird
mutual one?
first 2
Okay.
Sid albums. Those are a little.
Oh no,
Little
okay.
hippie.
Not Pink Floyd, then you're gonna have to meet me in the middle on that. You got to read a line from a Elton John tune from Tiny Dancer.
I'm not into tiny. Dancer,
I know, but
man.
it's a word, it's a phrase you wouldn't be familiar with.
Well, I like Tiny Dancer in the respect that she's probably a spinner
stripper.
and extremely
A
flexible.
stripper. Okay, yeah, but no, we'll get that.
I like the girls that can stand with one foot up and the other foot
So
Straight
wait,
in the air, and
I'm
you
just
can
going
sit
to
in a chair
video.
and
I'm just going to
apex
video
snapper.
him. And
There
we'll
you go. Yeah, well, no.
Should we
we'll-
just video him and still try to get a body cam on him?
Yeah, we'll
We
have a
want to
good
do
time.
it so you can't look down, so you're not getting a picture of your dick when you're
Dude.
taking a
Yeah,
picture.
we're just
gonna
gonna-
have to strap it down low anyway. It's
We're
not
just
gonna
going.
be
We're
able to
just
see
going
out
to
of
have.
the
Yeah,
beard.
we're just going to have to cut those out.
What?
We're just going to have to cut the dick
Yeah,
pics
yeah,
out.
we maybe have to take that.
Because honestly, unless you're Tommy Lee, don't send dick pics to anybody. If you're Tommy Lee, man, you send them to everybody. Hey,
think
look
it
at
It
this
worked
thing.
really good for Anthony Weiner. What a weird thing, man. A guy named Weiner sending pictures of his wiener and loses his job because of his wiener, and his name is Weiner.
Since,
What a wiener.
Since we got the body cam shot, that idea stuff, I had some ideas for, on some planes, if you remember from the movie Airplane, the parody, they had a problem getting a hold of a pilot. And every time there's a disaster movie, they go in the back and says, does anybody know how to handle a plane? It's usually a guy that may have flown a single engine or luckily maybe a prop plane, and it's got to be, but you're going to have to land a 747, which is
Yeah.
completely different. It's
Well-
like driving. I swear to God, I took a flight lesson on a single engine. It's complete.
I learned how to fly on the J3, and I transferred to complex 182s, and then I did type rating for 420.
I know you stepped up, right?
But if you can fly a J3, you can basically fly a jumbo. You can fly one.
The
Now,
hardest thing to do is land because
Now,
you're sitting like
landing-
3 stories up, man.
Yeah.
in one of them big
landing,
fucking jets,
unfortunately,
man.
when you start the biggest thing when you're transitioning from a simple aircraft like a J3 to a complex aircraft like a 182 is aircraft management. Now you got flaps. Now you got a constant speed propeller. Now you got shit that you actually have to pay attention to. You're not up there yanking and banking and yanking anymore.
No,
You
that's
have
what
to
I'm
pay
saying.
attention to-
Land is always the issue. Taking off is kind of relatively. I mean, compared to landing, taking off is relatively.
But I mean, if
and flying. Actually, once you got the
If
thing
they give
going,
you-
Put it in cruise
you can just
control,
you
man.
Actually, on the old planes, you just trim the wings and lock in your throttle and stuff like that, and it'll just hold.
Yeah,
Put a brick on the gas
if
pedal.
if you gave me a 747, said I had to land it, and you gave me Edwards Air Force Base in the Salt Flats out there, I'd be golden because I could eventually get it down. It'd be going a lot faster than it needed to be going, but it would go down. Now, if you had to have me land on a actual runway, oh fuck no.
No, that's what I'm saying. So there's some backup things. They always have a problem finding people. We got all those flight attendants, right? I think every so often they should bring They should bring one of the flight attendants up. Say, hey, get over here. I want you to start learning some of this, just in case. And if you if you got frequent flyer
you would
flyers,
think flight attendants would be taught how to land at least.
yeah, you get like 5 people really well equipped to land.
And they should get a pay increase. That's why they won't do it.
No,
because,
and then maybe you
then
can start
again, you're not
training some of the
care about
passengers.
the pay increase. If shit, that was cool.
They
as
say, hey,
fuck,
listen, you got
man.
10 million miles. You got 10 million miles. Obviously, you're up here a lot, Mrs. Jordan. Why don't you come up here? We're going to give you a little thing. Yeah. So in case,
No, that's liability issues out the wazoo, man.
no, this is
Everybody's suing everybody.
This is more
That's why we
comedy.
don't.
This is actually
That's
satirical.
why I know, but that's why that shit don't
That's-
happen.
Well, yeah, that's why we don't have babies flying planes. But baby flying a plane would be fucking funny too. There's no reason why we shouldn't say that baby or a monkey, a trained monkey maybe, a monkey that can hit autopilot.
Dude,
I don't think Luke will have a problem with it. If I
Auto.
say, don't worry, the monkey is there just to turn the auto landing on,
there you go.
and that's the reason why there's a banana right next to the switch.
Whatever.
What would you have to have something?
Well, for me, God damn it,
Watch
they've
out where you
made
put that
flying
banana.
so fucking uncomfortable.
Oh, I know, man.
My back is fucked up. I get leg cramps. I can't sit in one of those little tiny seats, and I have to get up and be able to stretch every. I can't sit there for more than an hour.
Dude, last time
Just
I
let
flew,
him get blasted before he gets on the plane.
last,
Well, I
la-
do. That's
last
the only
time,
reason I can sit there for
Huh?
long in the first place.
Really?
As
What do
soon
you
as
do?
they let my buzz wear off, fucking, who was it? Northwest Airlines or Frontier or whoever the fuck. oh, you can only have 2 drinks. Fuck you, man. God damn it.
I can have 20.
What is this, a
Watch
Southern
me.
Baptist fucking airline or something?
Last time I flew out to Colorado to drive.
Well, you know, if you ever get on a plane, you just make a deal with 5 people around you.
There you go. Hey, I'm drinking your shit.
I'm gonna listen. You're gonna buy. Here's my card.
Yeah, I was laughing like hell. Last time I flew out to a little airport in Colorado. Help a friend of mine drive back, and we took a little tiny. I think it was a Dornier, little small.
German plane, yeah.
Little small twin engine business jet thing.
Yeah.
And I asked the stewardess. She's sitting there right next to me because I'm up towards the front, and I go, "Is there a head on this thing?" She goes, "Yeah." And I go to stand up, and she starts laughing. She's like, "There ain't no way in hell you're going to be able to fit in that damn thing." She's like, "You might try. You can leave the door open and try kneeling on the outside. Name for
Really?
it."
Is that tiny? Why the hell would you make a plane make a head if you can't? You're not. Come on.
I'm 6'3", 275 pounds. I'm not a small guy.
Well, I'm 240 pounds. I mean, that's not outrageous.
Yeah, but it's a lot bigger than that head's going to do.
Yeah, I would have a problem getting in too because I'm a little taller.
Oh yeah.
But you know what I do? I dehydrate before you.
Yeah, no, I walked back there, I opened the door, and I went, "Yeah, okay, I'll be holding this."
When I first, I was with one of the guys I visited in Philadelphia. We Tommy Carboni and another friend's a private investigator. We're flying from Philadelphia. We had soft pretzels, and the flight crew. We bought a bunch of them, and the flight crew just must have been continuing from another town, and someone said they were hungry, so we gave them a bag of 10 pretzels for the rest of the flight crew. And didn't you know, man? They put us in a. Escape. What do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the
escape
exit row.
Escape row.
Got the extra 6 inches.
And we both got 2 drinks, and they both brought us they gave us each 4 more.
Yeah, here,
they gave us a bunch of bottles.
Here's all the mini bottles that you ever wanted.
We couldn't really because one of us was going to have to drive the rental car, and none of us wanted to.
Oh, there's my light I left here, man. Shit, I forgot all about that.
You brought that? Oh.
When I played here Saturday night, I forgot.
Forgot your light?
Yeah.
Look at that. No one took it.
We did a private. We
Isn't
did
that
a
nice?
private party Saturday night. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm in.
I played here and then I played the crib.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, speaking of private party, there's going to be one at the Catch where Jimmy Sample bought it.
Oh,
for
fuck.
you heard about that?
Oh, he's got to play it.
Really?
he was trying to get us to play it. I can't do it because it's a Saturday, so I had to pawn it off on Luke.
You know what?
I got to play too. I can't even be there until after 10.
I know.
Well, at the Catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't start
And
till it doesn't start till 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
know.
Well, I'm not staying very fucking late
It's funny.
either. I have to play the next day at Shipwrecks
Jimmy,
at noon.
Jimmy, I think someone said they didn't ask for you. They didn't ask for me.
No.
And I go, and they say, they thought afraid of being insulted. I said, you know what? I bet they're going to make a lot of money, but 4 a.m. on for me when I have to work on Sunday,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, I have to work the next day.
I got to work Sunday morning, man.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy's trying to get us to do it. And I'm like, dude, I got to be playing
I gotta teach
over
a
at
spin class at 9. I don't. Working at 4 means you're going to be cleaning up. You're getting out at 5.
maybe.
So, yeah.
This is Jimmy Samples. You're be cleaning people out at the bar at 5. Go somewhere else.
No, they didn't invite me. So once if they do ask me to go, I'll just say I'm going to need a premium.
There you
that.
go.
I'm going to need a premium, and then I'll go.
Yeah, no, she's got that private party, and then she actually your boss is mad at me right now because I booked a private party for Friday night, so we're covering that. And
What?
I booked a private party for this Friday night. On top of I double booked myself, and she's a little.
Oh,
cross.
really? She doesn't have-
She's a little cross with me right now. Oh no, I got her covered, but she's still. You know how Kathy likes to put the
Who's
guilt.
coming?
It might be Derek, and it might be Captain Josh.
Well, you got it covered.
Yeah, it's one of the two. Somebody's
Yeah.
going to cover it. But you know how Kathy likes she starts laying the guilt trip on like before you even get anything out of your mouth.
I think people do it as leverage to get an OU sometimes.
Yeah, no, she's already got the guilt trip worked up before I even open my mouth.
Yeah.
Well,
Take those pervert glasses off, man. There's no sunshine coming in here.
ain't no sunshine when
Yeah.
she's gone.
Bill's wearing his, man.
So you're wearing yours. You got your Flying Fisherman's.
Well,
yeah.
I gotta talk to. Is Truesdale still sponsored by those guys, or did they cut them off?
Him- already talked
Him
about
and
sponsor.
Joey Naples.
Sponsor?
Alan Truesdale is sponsored by Flying Fisherman Sunglasses. Brought to you by Flying Fisherman Sunglasses.
Really?
The
Where are
eyewear
they from?
of choice for South Florida captains.
Oh. Are they giving you, or are they sponsoring you?
No, they're sponsoring Alan Truesdale.
Look
I
at
gotta
that.
go hit. I gotta
And
go hit Alan up for a new pair
Because
of
Alan and
glasses.
I jammed together.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
get
Well, put a
residuals.
couple You know what, dude? If you're gonna get some, say something about it, and this way you could tell them.
Well, yeah, no, I'll
Do that. Okay. What are these sunglasses?
Flying Fisherman Sunglasses, man, they are the best damn sunglasses the best cheap sunglasses you will ever buy.
Bill, where can I get these sunglasses?
You can get them pretty much any bait and tackle store in South Florida.
Okay. There you go. Hey, Alan, I think you're going to owe Billy some sunglasses here. You know, I just realized I said, hey, is there anything you can get for free?
I got
Sunglasses
these
from
for
Alan.
free.
No.
The one I'm wearing.
You could throw bait at someone, but they won't grab it sometimes, Bill. You know, I was going to, maybe you could get something like, we got to get some free stuff for Luke. There you go. You know that? Next time, I'm going to get him something. Maybe someday we can get like a mattress, maybe a TV. A van would be good. We get a
Dude,
van.
I'm hating this. I am once again in the market for buying a new vehicle. I'm still driving around my POS Ford that I have beat the hell out of that has lasted past 3 replacement vehicles.
How many miles on that?
320.
Wow.
And it's like I said, it's lived past three replacement vehicles that have supposedly replaced it. And I park it in the yard and say, okay, I'm going to keep it around just in case I need to haul motorcycles or do something.
So wait, you got 3 other vehicles to replace it.
That one.
And that lasted.
And that one's still kicking around.
Those other ones aren't.
No.
What vehicles are you
I
talking about?
I had a POS Safari,
Yeah. Then he had a POS.
Honda Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah. And then a POS Dodge, I think it was.
I had the Dodge. And the Dodge was cool. The problem with the Dodge is the AC broke, and it wasn't. Yeah. And I just sold it to get rid of it. But yeah, I got the old faithful Ford van that won't die, so I'm still loving that thing.
I think the body cam may work for Luke or something like that, or maybe when the thing that's really going to help Luke one of these days, you would be the poster child for self-driving vehicle.
Oh, dude, I'd be all over those damn things, man.
Imagine that.
Oh, that's been
You
my
falling in the
dream,
back of the
man.
van?
Take me
Dude,
home, motherfucker.
No, wait a second. If
I'm
a
gonna-
vehicle starts, when you get artificial intelligence like that, I don't know if you want to start telling. What if the vehicle starts getting suicidal? Start talking to it, and it just drives off a bridge.
Well, there we go. I'm going to be dead.
Yeah.
I don't
man,
know. I've been known to get Siri to shut the fuck up and quit working because she gets so frustrated.
She gets
because
mad
she's
with
such
you?
a cunt.
You've done
She
that?
really, Siri really pisses me off because it's artificial. Why does it give a fuck if I say fuck, shit, hell, damn, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits? It's like, oh, your language. You're like, fuck you. If I wanted to hear that bullshit, I'd go fucking yell at a nurse.
I don't think it says,
I mean,
your
no.
language. I think it goes,
No, it
your
does say,
language.
oh, your
No,
language.
I don't,
Oh no, she's a goddamn.
I don't think it does
You,
the-
you haven't pissed her off. To
I don't
the point
think it does
have you?
the inflection you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Here he goes.
Does it do
Hey,
inflection?
Siri,
Hey, what time we got?
Oh, we're
fuck
way
you,
over time.
Goddamn
Okay, hey.
cunt bag.
Oh God! Come on, no.
Fuck
that's
you,
good.
you goddamn
How you
cunt
doing?
bag.
How you doing, Chief?
Okay. Yeah, but he didn't make that inflection. He just says, "I never speak to you that way."
How's it going, man?
Okay, we went over. It's an hour.
Good.
No, we're at 53.
Okay, you know what?
The what?
Oh,
good.
Oh,
Thank
it was
you.
a pleasure. Last week we had Laura Marie from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yep.
Pittsburgh.
And that was Major Tom.
Yeah, Major Tom's
Major
daughter
Tom.
came down to visit her, and then she was down in Key West. Laura Marie, give us a call sometime. We're
Yeah,
happy to have you
hope
on
you're
the show.
listening.
Were you going to put your headphones on?
No, I'm just.
Yeah, why don't you
fucking,
put your? We're gonna. This is We're here with Luke. Say goodbye, Luke.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Not cruel world.
Good fucking bye.
Sorry. He apologizes.
I'm
to
out
you,
of
sorry.
weed.
This is.
So if you got weed, come and see me.
Don't
You should
solicit.
probably go talk to certain people we know who you don't think smoke weed.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds good. This is Jim the Keys bartender. I'll be signing off. Here we got Luke. And I'm turning you over to Bill. Hey, T-Bone.
Well, thank you guys. We do appreciate you hanging out, listening to us. We're going to be. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. I got a regular gig, and we were talking about what we got to do for getting a show on tomorrow. Might be a little early, might be a little late. We're not sure exactly what we're doing there, but we do appreciate you all listening, and thank you so much for spending time with us. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you all so much.
Peace.
This is Julie.
Hey, calendar, what's my morning like?
Julie's about to have a long day.
At 9 a.m., soccer carpool. 9:10, purchase birthday card. 9:05, dry cleaning.
Did you just go backwards?
I'm sorry, I can't fit that question into your schedule. 9:15, cry for a little bit.
For days that won't end, let Schwann's help. With Schwann's, you can get delicious meals that go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. Visit today at schwanns.com.
Switch to Sprint and save 50% off family lines with unlimited military plan. Plus, enter to win Sprint's $50,000 sweepstakes. With all that money, you could save for your family's future or pay off debt. Picture the possibilities. For rules and how to enter, visit sprint.com/50K. 50% off lines 2 through 6, unlimited basic rates, covered and offer not available everywhere, excludes taxes, fees, and roaming, subject to credit and $30 activation fee. Speed maximums, use rules and restrictions apply. No purchase necessary, and 6/30/19, 18 and older, void where prohibited, paid advertisement, no federal endorsement implied.